Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to the platform with me, my Miss Sewa, and my lovely guest, El Dubsy.
What you saying? What's going on? What's going on? Big up, big up, big up. Fairway Media in the house. House Money ENT in the house. Next Level Sounds also in the house. You don't know how we does this, man. Come on. Let's do this.
Come on, Charlie.
Big up. What's going on? What's happening?
All right, see all that hype, So tonight we've got a very interesting story, but before we get to that, how was your week, El?
My week.
Yeah, what did you do?
Let's just say every day is a blessing, you understand?
Every day is a blessing.
Every day is a blessing, like literally. Yeah, I've just been productive throughout, man. You know what I mean? I've got the comedy show coming through, Totally Nuts. Big up all the cast that I represent.
Totally Nuts. What's Totally Nuts about?
Totally Nuts. So basically, it's a comedy show. A whole heap of madness, a whole heap of laughter, a whole heap of crazy stuff. But in it all, just a whole heap of entertainment, you know, for the masses. You know, fresh entertainment, new skills. Fresh talent, that's what it's all about, raw materials, you know what I mean? Trust me, be aware of that, man. Definitely.
So what's kind of like the setting, without giving too much away, because I know it's about to come out, it's not out yet, but what kind of setting is it?
So the setup here is basically, it's a barbershop setting. Basically, we're introducing you to like what really barbershop life and what actually goes on in a barbershop. Talking as a barber myself, basically. So
you mean all the gossip?
Say that again?
Or the gossip in the barbershop?
Yeah, there's going to be lots of gossip. There's going to be a lot of cussing. There's going to be a lot of, well, positive cussing, should I say. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of characters as well, you know, because, like, even that everybody thinks a barbershop is just a place where you just come and cut your hair and go about your business. But there's a lot of stuff that goes on in a barbershop, you know what I mean?
It's true. I've always wondered, to be honest. I've always been curious. I remember when I was in school and would always walk past the barbershop.
Yeah.
And I always wanted to go in because it always seemed like they were having so much fun.
Yeah.
But you know when you're young and you just like there's so many mans and you just carry a walk in.
But
so this would be a good insight. But you know, we are going to talk about that later, because you know we've got another sort of story that really needs to be told.
Literally,
and
so I
appreciate that you've come in.
Yeah,
I know we were going to talk about your setup and everything, but you've agreed to put that on hold so we can get this story out. So I appreciate it. But that means that you're going to come back again, right?
Yeah, man, definitely.
Maybe
man.
next
I mean,
week,
this is my
2
house
weeks.
now.
This is your house now.
This is my house now,
You're
man.
moving in.
You know what I mean? I'm going to put my bed in the corner here. You see what I'm saying? As well as
is it going to fit? You're too tall for that corner, man.
You know what? There's always a way. There's always a way, man.
Where there is a way, there's a will. There's a will.
Always,
all right.
Always, and always. There's always a way.
All right. So, everybody listening, I have got... so, tonight, actually, let me tell you what a little bit about the story. I've got a gentleman who will be calling up the studio shortly. About 7 years ago, unfortunately, he lost his wife during childbirth. The child survived, thank God, but unfortunately the mother did not. And in that, the wife's sister decided that, you know, she'll look after the child. He had a 7-year-old already. He was on his own, going through a lot of emotions, and the sister stepped in to help look after, you know, the brand new baby, 2 days old. So he agreed and said, you know, yeah, you can look after the baby for a short while for me whilst I get myself together. 7 years later, and so much has happened, but the gentleman will be calling in shortly with his story, so do tune in. It's quite interesting. It's sad and it's very interesting, so do stay tuned to hear all about that story. Later on, I am going to open up the phone line so everybody else, you know, you guys can call to maybe advise him, put your 2 cents in, your 2 pesos in, whatever currency you're dealing with. You get your 2 CDs and put it all in. The studio line number is 0203 002 8482. That's 0203 002 8482. Of course, we are streaming live on Facebook and YouTube on Fire Live Radio, so do go along if you want to. You can send your messages through social media to me, or you can just contact me directly. This guy in front of me is actually just taking pictures.
Snapchat all day, every day. See him saying, come on.
Honestly.
And snap me, L Dubsy in it. Snapchat live, come on.
Alright, I don't know what I've created or brought into the studio, but this guy is hype. So you know what, whilst we wait for this gentleman to call back, for now I'm going to call him T. Whilst we wait for him to call through, Elle, do you want to tell me a bit more about your show?
Where was I?
You were telling me, you know, I stopped you and said, you know, I used to walk past the barbershop.
Yeah.
So I actually said that, you know, all the gossip, and you agreed and you said yes. So basically what you've just said is men do gossip. It's not, a lot of men say they don't gossip, they're just talking, they're having a conversation, but there's a lot of gossip that men do. And a lot of it starts from the barbershop. You lot gossip, yes or no?
Listen, I'll tell you
yes or
straight
no?
up as it is,
You gossip.
Gossip is not the word to describe what goes on.
What?
In a barbershop.
It's the same things you lot do as we do in the salon.
You know what it is? You know
what is it? What is it? Tell me.
I'll be so honest with you, You see, when it comes to a barbershop, barber environment, like I said earlier on, it's not just a place where you go and cut your hair.
Yeah.
You know, go and do your hair, and then, you know what I mean? Certain times we discuss issues, we have debates, you know what I mean? Certain times it can be like a forum, you know what I mean? Basically, it's a place where, you know, obviously you can vent out your negative energy and leave with positive energy. You see what I'm saying at the end of the day? You know, the deepest of the deepest matters, certain times that a man doesn't feel to share outside. Yeah, you can voice it out in the shop. You see what I'm saying? Obviously, depending on the relationship that you've got with people in the shop and that, but you know what I mean? It's more or less a thing of where, like, a man can be a man.
So, I mean. But how is that different? Because what you're saying is exactly what women also do when we get together, or we do in a salon. But you men like to put a label on it and call it gossip. Well, why is it not gossip for men?
To be honest and to be fair, everyone gossips, whether you like it or not.
So men gossip is what I want you to hear it from a man.
Listen, men gossip.
Hey, we have told. He has told us.
The only thing is,
the way a man will
probably do it is probably different.
You're taking liberties. Why does it have to be a butt, though? Why does there have to be a butt?
You know what? Because at the end of the day, you know what it is, The reason why I say butt, is because, obviously, what a man might take on to gossip about or to talk about...
Look at this.
You understand?
Go on, finish what you're saying.
You understand?
No,
We've got our personal things that we talk about. See what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I'm not going to go into detail
some
what they are.
Double standard business.
I ain't going to go into detail what they are. You got to wait for the show. Watch the show and you'll get a gist of it.
That's double standards, man.
Say that again?
Double standards about
double standards.
What we talk about. It's gossip.
No, but the thing is, you know what it is? Certain things, certain guy topics that they like to talk about.
Yeah.
You can't really discuss it in front of a lady.
Yeah, no, that's fair enough. But that is still gossip. You're still gossiping about something.
It depends. It depends on what the matter is.
Mate.
It depends what the matter is. But then again, like I said, to me, everyone gossips, whether you like it or not. Everyone, man, lady. Like, the thing is, you know what it is? And the reason why I say that is because I've worked in a salon as well as working in a barber shop. So I get the best of all worlds. All worlds. You see what I'm saying at the end of the day? So, in it all, it's all just, in a way, it's all the same thing, but it's just different. You know what I mean?
All right.
You know what I mean?
But you still agreed that men do gossip, so I appreciate that, and I thank you very much, young man.
If it's to do with behind the back, everyone gossips. Okay. Everybody has gossip. That's what it is, isn't it? If you're talking behind somebody.
Okay, you're gossiping. You're doing gossips.
That's it.
So let me ask you though.
Talk to me.
What made you? Because I know you've got a new series coming out, but you've had some out already.
I've had some stuff out.
Yeah, but this is
stuff out. So basically, the comedy project that I'm working on is a totally brand new thing altogether. Before, I used to host on a show called The Uprise Show, which was on OHTV a few years back, and as well as that, I also hosted a show called The Amped Up Show as well, which was also on OHTV as well. Okay. Basically, I hosted a few events as well. I've done all of that stuff. I used to do music as well, so done a few tracks here and there. I mean, I recently collaborated on a
am I sitting with a superstar?
Oh Jesus, you can say whatever it is you want to say.
Star.
You can say what you want to say.
I will say it. I will say it.
It is what it is, man. I mean, what you see is what you get. You know what I mean?
All right.
At the end of the day, cool. That's how I will put it, you know, that's how I make it sound, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
So quickly before we get the call in,
Yeah.
what made you decide that you wanted to like go this route? Why is it because you work in a barbershop? You decided that that's the best place, or did somebody inspire you at some point?
I mean, the thing is, you know what it is? Like, okay, let me break it down for you.
Break it down for me.
Before I even started doing anything to do with entertainment, obviously I started off doing music. Obviously, I was in the gospel scene, so I was a gospel rapper.
Hey.
Back in the days.
Hey.
I was just holier than
Hey.
See what I'm saying? God is my father. Amen.
Hey.
Always. Basically. And then what it was, and in 2011, I branched out from the gospel into the mainstream. Basically, I teamed up. Well, I had an option. Basically.
So you left God for the world. I'm joking.
Just like people like to say, no, you know what? It's good.
I'm joking.
It's good carry on. That's what a lot of people say. Even up until this day, they still say,
you left God for the world. Oh, Charlie, that's not true.
Basically, but
forbid.
God forbid. Amen. Amen and amen. You know, but the thing is, it's like, yeah, I had an option. I had a choice, basically, of joining a label, a gospel label.
Okay.
And branching out into the mainstream. And obviously, in the end, obviously, I ended up with the mainstream.
Okay.
Basically, with the mainstream label. And that opened me up to more doors. So, like, say, the presenting avenue. Obviously, the presenting that I was doing was in the gospel industry at first. But when I branched out into the mainstream, it gave me more options of doing more presenting stuff.
Yeah.
So I got to meet the likes of people like Mr. Maybe. I got to interview the likes of Davido himself.
Hey, if I tell you I love you himself, my God.
You know, and as well as that, I also got the chance to also work with, you know, Bowley from Reggie and Bowley.
Yeah.
I also got the chance to do a track with him as
well. Can I just say that I shared a stage with them?
Oh, yeah?
You know, when they were doing... Oh, he's calling through. All right, we'll come back to this.
His call is coming.
Okay. The call is coming. The important call is coming in.
We'll get into that one.
Hello, good evening. Hello.
Hello?
Hi, T, is that you?
Hello?
Hi, can you hear me?
Hello?
Yeah, we're here. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Yes. Hello.
You are live, sir.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
All right, awesome. Okay, so I've introduced you before, you know, you called in. And I know you've got a story to tell. You're over here from the States for a week or so. And, you know, I got a call from a friend, a good mutual friend of ours, to say that you were coming to London and you had a story that was really pressing on your heart that you wanted to share with me and also with my audience, so to speak. So do you want to introduce yourself? I know that for legal reasons you can't give all names, etc., but do you want to introduce yourself and then maybe tell us the story?
Okay, my name is Kojo.
Okay.
And I live in the States.
All right, Kojo, can you just... Yeah, I'm listening.
And my story is 7 years ago, just over 7 years ago, let me put it that way, I lost my wife to childbirth.
Okay.
And it was a very difficult time for me. I had a 6-year-old.
Yeah.
And then I had an infant. So it was very difficult for me. I'm a typical Ghanaian guy, you know. So I have a sister who lives in the UK who offered to help me.
So is this your sister or your wife's sister?
My sister from my side of the family.
Wow, okay. Okay, I got that wrong. I thought it was your sister-in-law, but this is actually your sister. No. Okay, carry on.
Yeah, so my own sister, yes. So I decided, okay, she's going to help me for maybe a year or two, and when I was ready, I was going to have my daughter back.
Yeah.
That was understanding. We had a few family meetings with people around, and she said to me, okay, it's okay. It's your child. Anytime you're ready, you can have your child back. And I didn't think anything of it I thought she was just trying to help me out.
Yeah, family.
Yeah, this is family, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
So fast forward 2 years later, she calls me and she says, your child is, wants to, she has to go to school in England. And so there's this paperwork you have to sign to give your permission
Mm-hmm.
so I can make that decision. And yet again, I didn't think anything of it.
Because she's family.
I went ahead and signed it. So now it's been 3+ years now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm ready to have my daughter back.
Yeah.
And she's not ready. She doesn't want to give my daughter back. I came to London yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I've made several attempts to contact her. I bought a lot of things, and I'm here with her brother to spend time with her. And I still can't get in touch with her. She wouldn't even take my phone call.
So her brother is in your son, your daughter's brother?
That's right.
Right, okay. Oh, wow.
And it's become a big issue because this is people that I trusted.
Yeah.
That I felt in my times of need, they were going to take care of me.
Yeah.
And bear in mind, my sister doesn't have any children.
Right.
And she's always wanted a child. So my situation was a perfect opportunity for her because this is and a baby who didn't know has lost her mother.
Mm-hmm.
At that time, she was a baby, so she didn't know me, although I would go to the hospital and feed her and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So I felt like it was okay for her to do that for me.
Yeah.
But now I'm going through this. I'm going through the legal system here in England, paying all these lawyers, and I can't even see my own daughter.
So sorry, carry on. I'm listening.
Yeah, basically that is my story in a nutshell.
Mm-hmm. What? This is quite a hard one, isn't it? So, how old was your daughter when your sister took her, or decided that she would look after her?
She was about 2 months old.
Wow, just 2 months.
Yes.
And so was this? I know it's a difficult time, and I don't want you to bring up difficult memories, but I'm assuming this would have been maybe after the funeral. Your wife's funeral. And
that was right after the funeral. And my daughter was born premature.
Okay.
She came out at 32 weeks, so she had to be in the hospital for the 2 months.
Mm-hmm.
So I would go and feed her because she came out at a time where she was really small.
Yeah.
So I would go and feed her through the tube.
Okay.
And everything. But yet again, the sad part of it is this my sister that I trusted very much.
Yeah.
With my other sister, who is a social worker, they told me that, it's not a problem. It's your child. Anytime you want,
yeah,
you can have her back.
Mm-hmm.
I have remarried now.
Yeah.
I have a home.
Mm-hmm.
I have a very stable, environment for her.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't even have my own, talk to my own or get my own daughter back.
Okay. So wow. So your daughter's about 7 years old?
Seven.
She's 7 years old.
Yes.
And I mean, in this 7 years, have you been maybe contributing to her upkeep? Have you been allowed to speak to her?
Yes, I contribute to her upkeep.
Mm-hmm.
2 years ago, we met in Ghana.
Yeah.
And, I got to spend time with her. But my sister was all over me like a hawk, like I was going to do something to my own child.
Okay, so did you have some time alone with your child, or was it
No,
almost
I didn't.
supervised?
any kind of time that I had with her had to be with her being around. So this is what happened. When I came back, that was in April or March, if my memory is right. So her birthday is in May. So I called my sister trying to talk to her on her birthday with her brother.
So it's trying to talk to your daughter?
My daughter, yes.
Yeah.
And she said she's not home, so I can't talk to her.
Okay.
So I'm like, so where is she? Where's my daughter? She said she's at a childminder. I said, okay, fine. Can I please have a childminder's number so at least I can call her and talk to her on her birthday, which is very important for me as a dad.
Yeah, and also the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
She said no. Because she's not home, she's not going to give me the number.
Okay.
So from that day, she told me she doesn't want to have anything to do with me. And our relationship just, she won't pick up my calls.
Wow.
And I couldn't, you have my daughter, but you won't talk to me. And basically, she's trying to take my daughter away from me. That's the bottom line.
So this is really, like, I need to get this straight. I thought initially, and I apologize, I thought it was maybe the in-laws. But you're saying this is your sister, as in your cousin's sister or your sister's sister?
My sister, one mother, one father.
You're kidding me.
Yep.
I don't. So you live in the States and she lives here. She brought the child over. She got you to sign some forms, which I'm assuming it's, custodial forms to say that she's okay. And of course you wouldn't think anything else because she's your sister. Same mum, same dad. She's not even your step sister. She's your actual sister. So you wouldn't think
that's right.
And it is a time of need for you. You've just lost your wife.
Yes.
And there's a child, and you look at the child survived, the mother didn't. It's a woman you loved, and you're going through trauma. And like you said, you're a typical Ghanaian man. So, as raising a child, not to say men don't raise children, they do, but it must have been. I can only imagine how difficult that time was. So your sister's then taking her in. Did anything significant happen? Was there an argument between the two of you? Did anything happen why she might all of a sudden just decide that she's going to keep the child? Is it that she thinks you're not fit to be a father, or just the fact that she doesn't have children and she's now, she's attached to this child, and she must be attached to the child?
It could be attachment, number one, but as I said, after my first wife passed away, my oldest son was only 6. I raised him by myself. He didn't miss school one day. If you meet him now, he's a normal kid that does anything a 13-year-old will do. So it's not me not being a fit father. The point is, my sister has a long history of trying to have a kid. But for me, instead of her to try and go out and adopt, once she found out she couldn't have a kid of her own, she's trying to get somebody from the family chief, because she tried that with one of my other sisters in the past and it didn't work out.
Sorry, so was this before your daughter was born?
Way before. My other sister, she tried to adopt her daughter. But later on during the process, my sister and her husband changed their mind and they said no. So my situation was a perfect scenario.
But knowing this, I mean, okay, I've got a guest in the studio as well. I think he's got a couple of questions for you, if you don't mind. LWZ is in the studio. Go ahead.
I mean, this is a very touching situation, and to be honest, the way I understand stuff is a father and a daughter relationship is a very big bond, and it's a big thing, between both parties. So I understand your pain and I feel exactly where you're coming from. My question to you, sir, is how does your son feel about this whole situation, knowing that he can't see his sister?
My son is here. He's very devastated. And the question he keeps asking me is, Daddy, are you sure these are your real siblings? Because how can they do that to you?
Yeah.
Most definitely.
We're here together. I just had to step outside and talk because I don't want to, feel him too much.
Yeah.
With what's going on.
Yeah. So I left my hotel room to be outside so I can talk to you guys.
Right.
All right. Okay.
We're here. We've been in London since yesterday.
Okay.
He keeps asking me, so when am I going to see my sister? When am I going to spend time?
Has he seen her before?
Yeah, we met in Ghana 2 years ago.
Okay, so that was the time she wouldn't. Oh, wow.
Yeah, and when she was an infant, when she was in the hospital, obviously my daughter was so young, so she probably wouldn't remember that kind of, but we used to go there and feed her in the nursery.
Okay, okay. This is I can't believe it, because I have a sister who I'm quite close with, and her children are literally my children. Like, a lot of people even think they're my kids, but I wouldn't, if there was ever a situation where anything like this, God forbid, happened, I could never say you can't have your children back. So I'm finding it really difficult, which is why I asked you earlier on if something happened. But with you saying that there's a history of her trying to adopt and she can't have children, etc.
She can have children. Yeah, she can have a child. But as I said earlier, I think the best thing for her was to just go out there. There's a lot of kids in this world who need help.
They do.
You don't have to have them biologically.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Just go and have them and take them and treat them like your own, and they're going to be yours. For me, I feel like she took advantage of me at a point where I was very vulnerable.
You were, yeah.
Yes, because this is me. I was in my mid-30s.
Yeah.
Just lost a wife.
Yeah.
Have a 6-year-old. Have an infant. There was nowhere for me to go. So when somebody, especially my sister, which I was very close to, tells me, I can help you out until you're ready, I never thought anything of it.
You wouldn't. Why would you?
Yeah.
She's your sister. She's your blood sister. You wouldn't. I mean, obviously, this is one side of the story that you're telling us. There's still her side, and I know that you've been trying to contact her, and she's not picking up the phone, and it's now become a legal matter. Hence why you can't name any names, but you have told me that she lives in London. She's in the south of London, which, I can say. But, earlier on I was going to say, if you knew she has this habit of, she's already trying to adopt and she's kind of getting a bit desperate, etc., why did you, actually agree to it? But you were mourning at the time, and, emotionally you weren't all there. So that's very much understandable. And for you, you saying that she took advantage, from what you are saying, that is exactly what it seems like. She's taken advantage. But I I'm sorry. This story. Okay.
Losing. Let me just chime in real quick, and I don't mean to cut you off.
No, that's fine. Go ahead.
Losing a spouse.
Yeah.
I don't wish it on anybody.
No.
This is a woman that I was with for 15 years. Okay? She wasn't sick for a day. She just called me. I was at work. That the doctor said her blood work didn't come out right. So can I take her to the hospital? No, actually, she said she was going to go to the hospital. And I said, no, you're pregnant. So if this anything comes up, I'm going to leave work and take you. So I went up. I came home, picked her up, and we went to the hospital. So when we were going, we were chit-chatting, everything was okay. So it wasn't like somebody who was sick or somebody who I felt like, I was not ready for it. The only thing she told me was, the kids get off school in the part of the state that I live at 2:30. So can you just go home and go and get our son and just bring him up here? This whole thing just took me by surprise. I was very traumatized. I was very down. And I didn't have any options. And this is my sister, people that I trusted. I thought she was going to take care of me. I didn't see it coming at all.
You wouldn't see this coming. So, if I may ask, are your parents around?
My parents have been dead a long time ago. And that brings another question into place, okay? When my parents passed away and I first left Ghana to come to the States, this is my one sister who always encouraged me, who was always there for me. So there's 8 of us. I was closest to her than anybody else. So when it comes to trust or second guessing or thinking, maybe she might not give me my child back, I never.
You wouldn't.
Some close friends of mine even told me, are you sure you know what you're doing? And I even get upset. I'm like, how dare you talk about my sister like that?
What's that, family?
Yeah,
this is family. I used to get upset with my best friend because he would question me, do you know what you're doing? You sure she's going to give this child back to you? I'm like, don't even say it, because it makes me so angry when you even bring that up.
Wow.
You wouldn't expect that.
I can hear you, sir.
No, I'm agreeing with what you're saying, because obviously you wouldn't expect that in the first place. So,
no, I didn't. I honestly, and looking back now, I feel either I was very naive or I was very stupid.
It's actually neither. You were mourning. You were heartbroken. You just lost your wife. It was sudden.
Yes.
Like you said, she wasn't sick. It wasn't expected. It just happened. You were in your feelings. You were emotional. You're not expected to think straight at that point. But you are. You know, it is expected of the people around you to actually take care of you and to get you through that time for the better, not to take advantage, not to scheme and, plot and take advantage of your situation at that time. So this isn't your fault. And you like you said, you would never think somebody so close to you, your own blood, the person who's looked after you, the person you're so close to, will turn around and do something. But that also goes to show that, that Ghanaians say, "Abobi bekawa nefi untumam."
True that.
That's, this is, I've got some people who are listening on Facebook, and I've had some messages come through. And one of the questions is, did you read these papers? I know that you said, you didn't think. Did you have a good read of it? At the time, I know you wouldn't have gotten a lawyer to look it over or anything because, again, it's family. But what did it say? What was it that you were signing?
Well, at that time, I did not read it. Yet again, I even had a call from the social services here in England asking me if I approved of the whole thing. But to go back again, this is family. People that took care of me. My sister that took care of me when my parents passed away when I was pretty young. So when I got the paperwork, I really didn't I just maybe glanced through it and I signed it because my sister who advised me to do it was a social worker, and she assured me this is in the family. It's not a big deal. This is just for paperwork.
So your sister's a social worker in this country. This is your other sister.
No, that's my other sister is a social worker, right?
In London, in England.
Yes, in England, yeah.
Okay.
So, I mean, if I can speak tree, she said to me, now wait you say na e busua. Eh bibi keke na ebe na broni edbu ni chinko.
Yeah.
So I didn't really honestly, and looking back now, my current wife always tells me, how can you find something and not look at it? But
she's family.
I trusted them.
Yeah.
I didn't see it coming. I never suspected I was going to be in this situation.
It's blindsided you. Yeah. You would.
Blindsided me, hoodwinked me, whatever you can say. Yes, they did. They played me. And now I'm here. As I said, the hotel that I got is 7 minutes away from her house, and I still haven't seen my daughter in 2 days.
So, but she knows definitely that you're in a country.
Yes, she knows that, yes.
So you've got other siblings here?
I have 2 other siblings here.
And they all know what the situation is? What have they said?
One of them is a social worker.
The one
who brought me the paperwork.
Yeah. So
and the other one knows. Actually, the other one doesn't live too far as well, and she knows. I tried everything. I didn't want it to go through the legal process.
No.
I tried family ties. I tried church. Talked to a pastor. Try everything I possibly could because I didn't want it to get to this. Because it's too expensive to start with. You take time off work to come here. You pay all these lawyers, and then it's a very emotional thing to you because you're fighting against your own family.
Yeah.
Quick question.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yes.
I'm listening.
Quick question. So what are the rest of your siblings saying? What is the rest of your family saying on this whole thing?
Well, I was expecting that. This sister of mine is she has a very confrontational personality.
Right.
Okay?
So she's very influential.
Yes.
Right.
So it's like everybody will tell me on the backside, you got to get yours. You got to get your child.
Right.
But in the same token, nobody's saying anything to her face because she's like the dominant character of, or lack of a better word yet, in the family.
Right.
So basically, I'm by myself.
Right. So you're backed up into one corner, basically. So it's her word against
Sorry?
yours. So it's her word against yours, and basically everybody's more or less gonna side on hers because she's more dominant.
They will talk to her, and then they will come on the backside and tell me, "Oh, if I were you, I won't let anybody take my child." But nobody's saying the same thing to her.
Right.
How old is your sister, please?
My sister, she's in her late 50s now.
She's in her late 50s. And so I'm assuming that she's paraded a child as her own all these years, so people will think that she's the child's biological mother.
Well, I think, as I said, I don't live here, and that's one of my, my feeling because one time that I had a conversation with her when, things were okay, and I said to her, I want to come and take my child because I want my kids to grow up together.
Yeah.
She said something to the effect like, if you come and get her,
so you'll embarrass her if you do.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then another time she passed a comment to the effect like, oh, I was very emotional that particular day, and she called me, and I started talking to her, and I started crying. And she said, why are you crying? Your late wife's death is like a blessing in disguise for me, because other than that, I wouldn't have a child.
Are you telling the truth? Sorry.
I don't have anything. I don't really, honestly speaking, I really, really don't have any reason to lie. It won't do me any good. I'm out of my comfort zone. I sat in the plane for 8 hours to be here with my son. School has started in the States. He's going to miss a whole week of school. There is no reason. All I want to do is to have a relationship with my own daughter, something that's rightfully mine, a child that is rightfully mine.
Is your sister married? Or, yeah, is she married?
She what?
Is your sister married?
Oh, yes, she's been married for a long time.
So, have you somehow managed to be in touch with her husband at all?
That's the topic for another day. I really don't want to go on air with that, but that's a whole topic for another day.
Okay. I'm a bit stunned, dumbfounded. Any other words to that effect? Yeah. There's a few people out of words. Yao is on Facebook. He said he's out of words. Kusia says that you weren't naive nor stupid. You have to remain strong and fight for your daughter. And she prays that God gives you strength. I think that we all do, actually. So it's gotten to the point now that you do have to take it to court. And I believe that's what you're doing at this point. Is that right?
Yes.
It's okay. What have you been advised? Are you allowed to, tell us about that?
As I said, by UK law, let me just make another key point that I think in the process I missed. My late wife, when she had my son, my older son now, she almost passed away too because she had some health issues, right?
Yeah.
She was in coma for 3 weeks before she recovered. The same thing that is called pre-eclampsia that killed her. Yeah. That's the same thing that she got with my daughter. So we decided we were not going to have any children anymore. But as time went by, as my son was growing up, he wanted a sibling so much because she would always say to me that how can you just have one child and just leave that child alone in this world? What about if something happens to us and we're not alive? This child is just going to be by himself. Mm-hmm. So she knew there was a possibility that she wouldn't make it. But she wanted it so bad. So basically what she did was to swap her life for my daughter's life. And that's what makes it so hard for me. If I see my son alone, it makes it so hard for me because the question I keep asking myself is, why did she die? Because she wanted the two of them to grow up together. That's one key point that I forgot to mention. Because anytime I see my son alone, I'm one of 8. We grew up fighting, playing, doing everything together. And that's the thing that kills me the most. But why did I lose a wife, a whole human being? And now as a child, I don't even have time to talk to her. I can't spend time with her. She barely knows me because one of my own family members has prevented me from having a relationship with her. So I'm ready for any question now. I mean, I just thought I chimed on in.
Elle, have you got any questions?
I mean, the main thing is, you know what it is? In a situation like this, the only thing I can say is real will always recognize real at the end of the day. And regardless of how far or how much they want to keep her away from you, your daughter will always be your daughter. You understand? I mean, right now, in this situation here, I know it's very hard. It's very hard. At the age that she is as well, she's very vulnerable as well. You understand? And I know for a fact she's crying out for her father. You understand? She's crying out for her father, whether we like it or not. She wants her father. So long as her father hasn't done wrong in her eyes or done wrong to anybody else to cause her to turn away, she will always want her father, and you are her father. And regardless, whether we like it or not, she will come to you eventually, sir.
At this point, she's very young.
Very young.
God knows what this woman is feeding her. Do you think she remembers you? And it's quite difficult But do you think she remembers you as her father?
Yeah, I mean, I maybe what a few months ago, my sister went to Ghana, and she left her with my other sister. So we had like a Skype conversation, and I told her that, do you know me? I'm your father. I'm your real father, and this is your brother. And she's like, she's just 7. She doesn't really. I don't know if she can process all this information right. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I told her, and I told her repeatedly that I'm your real father.
And she knows.
And she was born in the U.S., is a U.S. citizen. I'm a very capable man.
Yeah.
I can take care of her. And that I have a home. I live comfortably in the city. And that is the part that frustrates me. Because my son is still alone.
Yeah.
My son is still alone. And a whole human being that I could talk to, see, like I'm talking to you people, lost their life because of her. So that's my story. As I said, anybody who wants to ask me anything, please feel free. I'm ready for it.
I've got, the phone lines, I'm going to open it up.
Okay.
So, you can speak to some people, but, my boy on Facebook has just said to give you his number, and he's willing to help you. He's got some friends who are lawyers, and he's willing to help you if you don't mind. So
that's fine. I need any help I can get.
I'll send you that number. If there's anybody else, obviously this is a plea as well. I mean, I'm annoyed that I can't mention this woman's name because I really want to, and I would have loved to, also have her on. And just, I don't understand what's going through her, but our society demands that as a woman you have a child, and this seems to have gone into her head to the point that she's literally stolen a child. She's stolen.
That's kidnapped.
She's stolen a child, but unfortunately, she got you legally because she got you to sign a form at a time that you weren't thinking straight. No one in doubt, and she got you right in a right time for her benefit, and she's done this. So yeah,
that's ridiculous.
It's an awful thing to do, and I am annoyed that I can't say her name because you did mention it earlier on, but I won't say it because I don't want anything to then legally hinder your case. But like Elle was saying, your daughter's always going to be your daughter. She knows that you're her dad. Be strong, and you're fighting for your child. There's so many men out there who have access to their kids, who literally don't care. They've ditched. They see the child as and when they want. But you're actually fighting for your child. You're spending money on it. You've come all this way. You've not booked a hotel anywhere else, but you've booked it 7 minutes away so you can see your child. You've brought your son along to see, and I'm really feeling it for your son as well. I always say,
when missing school. He's missing school.
Yeah.
School started in my county.
Yeah.
On Tuesday, he's missing school. We're not going back for another 6 days, so he's going to miss a whole week of school.
Yeah.
Right, just because he was looking so much forward to spending time with his sister.
And she's not.
Yeah.
He's not going.
And we're here.
And that must be heartbreaking for both of you.
Yes.
That you're just literally walking distance from your family, your blood, and you can't see them, not because you don't want to, because a woman who you care for and you loved and who you call your sister decided that she would just turn on you. And be wicked.
A lot of people think this story is like it doesn't make sense, but believe me, I didn't see it coming. These are people that I trusted. These are people that I felt like they had my back.
Yeah.
So when she said, "Oh, I'm going to help you," I didn't even second guess her. It didn't even cross my mind. I said, "Well, my best friend told me, are you sure you know what you're doing?"
Yeah.
I said, "How dare you even talk about my family like that? Talk about my sister like that?"
It's true.
Anybody who said anything, I got upset because I didn't even want to. I didn't even want to think about it.
Yeah, because she's your sister, so you wouldn't expect that in the
Right.
first place.
Yeah.
I've got a couple of messages with people saying that they're crying. They want to call in, but they don't think they can contain themselves because, and it's women. You know, there's a lot of things that it's times when women get a bad name for certain things, and this is horrible. This is one of them. This is horrible. I'm not usually lost for words, but today.
Listen. I deal with it every day, right? And I barely sleep. I barely eat because I grew up in a home where my father was there for me every day. I need to stop talking for a little bit.
Okay,
I'm getting a little emotional. I gotta stop talking for a little bit.
No problem. If you want to, you can get off and call us back. If you want to, you can hold on the line. It's fine.
I just need to take a little pause. I'm okay. Okay, let's go ahead. So, I take pride in being a father. It's something that I take pride every day. I raised my son when he was 6, when his mother passed away, by myself. I didn't know how to cook. I didn't know how to clean. I would wake up 5 a.m. I learned how to learn all that. I wake up 5 a.m. every morning. Say, because my son was, although he was born in the States, he was raised on Ghanaian food. So I would wake up 5 a.m., fix his food, make sure he was okay, his Ghana food, because he wouldn't eat anything else if it wasn't Ghanaian food. Until I just got married 2 years ago, got remarried 2 years ago. And if you see him now, he's a normal kid. I mean, everybody's proud of their children, though, but I think he's a fine kid. So for me not to be in the life of my daughter is so hard for me because I don't know any other way.
Quick question: what is the reason for not letting your child come back to you?
Well, I wish I knew. If I knew, we won't be having this conversation. I really wish I knew. I just think it's attachment issues and it's her own selfish desire above everything else. That's all I can say. That's all I can say. Because other than that, this shouldn't be happening. I lost a wife because of that, because of this girl. Basically, she swapped her life for my daughter because she knew there was a possibility she was not going to make it, but we tried anyway because she wanted a sibling for her son. I know it doesn't make sense to the average person, but this is a true story. I'm not making it up. I don't have any motivation of making it up. It won't do me any good. It won't help me on anything. I'm not making money out of it. It's not doing anything. But this is just a true story that I just want to share with people. That sometimes you trust people, and the people that you trust do these things to you.
it's you're right. It is sometimes the people who are closest to us that will do the most awful things to us, and it hurts even more because you trusted that person. It's okay.
That's the painful part of it.
Yeah.
That is the painful part of it, because you think, oh, as I said, anybody who said anything negative about this whole situation when she wanted to bring the baby to England, I would get so upset with her, because this is somebody that, that's my sister.
I'm a bit speechless as well. It's really sad. It's really heartbreaking. A lot of the comments that I'm getting on my phone and on Facebook, and everybody's just, they're really heartbroken for you, and they're supporting you. And what do you need? What do you need help with? I mean, what can we do? Because this is a lot for you to even, go back and tell us about how you were looking after your son on your own. It's hard. It's, people say, well, women do it all the time, but sometimes it's hard. It's hard being a single parent, and you seem to have done a great job. You seem to be doing a great job, and everybody wants you to have your child back. It's just, I don't know, what other ways? If I'm going to open up...
I have to just fight her legally, in a sense that, as I said, I shouldn't have signed that paperwork, but I signed it because I felt this was family. It was going to be between us. I was just going to come to England. We're going to go to court and just reverse it, and I'll have my daughter back and everything. I just move on with my life, do what I got to do, deal with my everyday challenges like everybody else does. I didn't see it coming at all. Because if I tell you what I'm going through now...
We can't imagine it.
And, as I said, my whole life, right, is disrupted right now because I've remarried and I brought somebody else into my life now. And she always tells me, until your daughter comes, our family is not complete. She wants to get to know her. She wants us to be one big family, and I can't do that.
But you're working hard at it.
She what?
I said, but you're working hard at it, and it's going to happen.
You're breaking up a little bit.
I said, you're working hard to make it happen. You're working hard
That's right.
to get her home, and I absolutely believe that you will spend your last breath on making that happen. I 100% agree. I'm going to open
So long as I stand on my feet and I have help, until my last breath, I'm never going to give up on her.
No.
Oof. I'm getting emotional now. I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah, let me just go for a second.
That's okay. Take.
And any time that she spends away from me, I relive my pain of 7 years ago. And that's one thing. I haven't really had, where I would close that chapter of my life for good.
Yeah. Okay.
So that's my story, and I'm happy that you guys listen to me. Anybody who wants to help me or have any kind of suggestions for me, feel free. You have my details. You have my,
I do.
number.
I do. What I'm going to do is if you don't mind staying on the line a little bit longer, I'm going to open up the phone lines because there's quite a lot of people who want to give you some words of encouragement and also maybe ask you some questions and, lend somehow help if they can, if that's okay with you. Is that all right?
Okay, that's
fine.
If
I open the phone lines. Okay. So, for everybody that's listening, if you do want to call in, you can call in. The telephone number is 0203 002 8482. That's if you're calling from the UK. If you're calling from overseas, you can call. The WhatsApp number is the same, but it starts with plus or 0044 203 002 8482. The phone lines are opened. I can get 2 more people on, but yeah, that's the phone line. So a few people have asked. Sandra, my sister's on the phone, and I think she's itching to say something. So sis,
Okay.
if
I'm here. I'm here.
here, if you want to call anybody that wants to call, if you've got any questions or some words of encouragement for T. I didn't actually say your name to everybody, but we'll keep it as T, shall we? Is that all right?
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I mean, because of, as we spoke earlier, because of the legal, I don't know the legal implications and, me just giving all the details. So let's keep it as it is, man.
Let's just keep this, yeah. So, yeah. If you want to call in, the telephone lines are open, and it's 0203 002 8482. If you're calling from overseas, as always, is plus 44 203 002 8482. The phone lines are open. If you're trying to get through and you can't, and you can also just let me know on Facebook, or you can message me directly on my phone. Jessica McCarthy, thank you. Jess says that God is going to work this out for you. Imagine that everybody who's on the line is joined in prayer on your behalf, and it's you're going to get your daughter back. T, it might not be right now, but it's going to happen soon. You shouldn't have to be without your father when you're so willing to see her, and like you said, your family is not complete without her, and you've gone through all of this. You've lost a wife, somebody you've loved for 15 years, for your child, and your child isn't even here for you to hold, and your son must be,
another hard thing, and I mean, whoever wants to ask me a question should feel free. If you see her picture right now, she looks just like her late mother.
Wow.
Like a carbon copy. And that's one of the hardest parts that I deal with every day as well.
Are you being sent pictures?
Well, I get her pictures through other family members who see her, so they send me some pictures of her, but I don't get anything direct.
Right. Okay, so the lines are open. It's 0203 002 8482. Please do call in. People have been asking me to open the phone lines, and they are open. And yeah, call in. Let's encourage T. Let's get some help for him. And can I just ask you, your sister, I know you've already said that she's your blood sister, she's the same mum, same father, and you're saying there's been no argument, there's nothing like that?
The only argument that we had, I said it earlier on the show or the program, is I wanted to talk to her on her birthday with his brother, and she refused because she wouldn't let me talk to her if she wasn't around the child, even when we were in good terms.
She's worried of what you might say, as far as
I don't know. Yeah. So this whole thing started where I called her on my daughter's birthday that I wanted to talk to her with her brother, and she said she wasn't home. So I said, okay, if you're not home, fine. Where is she? She said she's with a childminder. And I said, okay, that's fine. Can I have the childminder's number to at least the day of her birthday? I can just talk to her with her brother. And she said, no, she can't give me the childminder's number. And that's where the argument, or that's where she got angry. And the typical Ghanaian or African fashion, if they don't agree with what you're saying, or see what you didn't attempt, and to the, for me, man, all I wanted to do was to talk to my daughter. That's all.
Your daughter, your own daughter.
My child that I lost a wife because. My child. Do you know how hard that is?
I can't imagine. I cannot. I can't begin to imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't, and I'm feeling hurt in the studio for you, and I don't even know, I don't know your child.
It's very infuriating because at the end of the day, it's your daughter, and your daughter deserves to be with her father regardless. That's just the end of story. There's no two ways about it.
Are there, apart from talking...
No, the door, I will not play the Sorry.
It's okay.
Thank you. I'm getting cold, so I had to go inside. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah, the summer's gone here.
Yeah, go ahead.
Are there any sort of support groups here that you've been in touch with? I know that you don't live here, but there's a few online that I'm going to send you.
I have, but the key thing is right now I want to establish some kind of visitation rights.
Yeah. If
I'm going to come here maybe twice a year, just to spend time with her and her brother, so she will know that I'm head on. That's her brother.
Yeah.
And eventually he's going to come home. She's going to come home. That's all I'm trying to do right now. I'm not even trying to yank her from here altogether. Yeah. All I'm saying is,
you want to have access.
Coming here. I have, right now as I speak to you people, I have an old suitcase of clothes that I brought from the States that I want to give it to her. And I didn't even have the opportunity to do that.
I know that you've been speaking to lawyers, etc. Have they indicated whether or not it's going to be a possibility for you to see her? Because you're not here for a long time. You're here for just about a week.
Yeah.
So, and also with your family, have you, I know that your sisters, your other siblings are saying one thing to you and saying another thing to her, but have you maybe pleaded with them to see if there's any way that they can, even if they're there, just so that you just see your child before you go?
I tried everything.
I'm sorry, you're breaking up.
I even called her pastor at church to mediate for us. Believe me.
Okay.
I didn't have to go through all these legal.
Hello, T.
Hi.
Hold on, T. Sorry, we've got a caller on the line. I believe it's my sister.
Yes, it is.
Yes, it is. So, do you have any words of encouragement for T? And
I do indeed. T, first of all, I want to say you're a great father. You are an example too of what a good father is and what a good father looks like. So I've only joined in about half an hour ago, and my heart is breaking over what you're talking about. Like Jessica said and commented earlier, we know God will work this out for you. This battle is probably too big for your small hands. Having said that, I don't know what legal document she signed, but when I heard you talking about signing something away so she could have custody of your daughter, and so forth. All that I kept thinking was, if you do something, if you sign anything legally.
Sorry, I think he might have been cut off. Hold on, please, Sandra.
Okay.
I'm just going to try and call him on my... okay, he's calling back. Hold on. Hi, T. We lost you for a moment.
Yeah, I'm sorry. The line got disconnected.
That's okay. Go on, Sandra.
Okay. Hello, T.
Hey.
Hi. Well done. I'm not sure if you had the beginning, but I wanted to congratulate you on being an example of a very good father. I think you've done everything, and you're showing a lot of people out there the responsibility of, who a good father is. So well done to you. And I also did say that this is a big battle on your hands. I think Jessica commented already and said God will fight this for you, because I think you've set a lot of people praying for you already. So, rest assured there is something coming your way. Having said that, I know you did say you signed a legal document. I don't know if that's what's holding you back from pursuing any legal action. If you do even write a will, or it's believed that someone's left a will in a state of mind which was not, let's just say they did it under duress, or, the law can see that this was not done to the intention, or, what it turned out to be, I think the law has something on your side. You've proved that you're a good father. You've raised your other child, and you say you live comfortably. So I really do not know. I'm not sure if you're treading on, the grounds of your sister-in-law being a member of the family.
It's actually his sister. I know when it's his blood's his sister, his same father, same mother,
okay.
his own sister.
Another level for me.
Yeah.
I thought it was your midwife.
I got that wrong. It's his actual sister who. Yeah. When they lost their parents, she practically was the mum, and she's
Okay. So, well, the way I see it, you've tried dealing with her as a sister. She's acting back as a stranger. So I don't know why you do not think you can, or you're holding back on pursuing this legally. You prove you have the means to look after your child. You want your child back. The intention was for somebody, an extra hand to help you. And regardless of what's happened, whether you've had an argument or anything, I don't think it's fair on you, and I think we've all established that. The other thing, T, is I know that I might sound like the devil's advocate at this point, but let's remember that your daughter, it's your daughter, right? Your daughter in her custody.
Yeah.
We should be mindful about her as well. She's only a 7-year-old, knowing this woman for the most part of her life as a mom. So just taking her out of that environment, and presenting to you as, I know, she knows that her father, but I, like you said, I don't think she can process all of that properly. So I'm not sure if there's any way of trying to go softly at this point, just so so she can spend some time with you, spend some time with her, get used to you and your wife and your new wife and your other child, and then spending some time with this woman.
Okay, his phone's gone. His phone has gone again, but just whilst he's gonna come back on. So but what he's said previously was that he just wants to see her. He wants to be able to visit her right now whilst all this is going on. He doesn't want to just kind of take her away straight away. Okay. The child still doesn't know. She recognizes him as her father. Okay. She knows that she's got a brother somewhere else. And when he's taking it through
the woman will not let him see her daughter. So why hasn't he taken it up legally? I mean, I don't know.
Now he has. Previously, obviously, he lives in a different country. Firstly, that's a big block. Okay. Secondly, I think it's been the last couple of years since she's really gone in with there's not going to be any contact at all. And also now he's here, he's living, he's staying right by them, and she's not taking it. His other siblings are saying one thing to him and another thing to the sister. So it's all.
So was she aware? Was she aware he was coming over?
Yeah, she won't pick up his calls, but he's messaged her, told the other siblings. She definitely know he's around.
No. Okay. Anyway, when T's back on, I just really wanted to encourage him. He's doing the right thing. Do not give up. Go and get what is yours, because the child is yours. And if anybody out there is listening can help, I'm sure we'll all be listening now for what we can help him with.
Yeah.
But he's doing a great job. So all the best.
All right.
All the best.
Thank you, sis.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Thanks for a great show.
Okay.
All right. Stop crying, because T is the one who needs the encouragement. Okay.
It's too much. She's wicked. But
all right.
All right. I'll see you.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye. So T's gone off. I think his line's been it's been disconnected. I'm gonna try and call him back on my phone, and I think I'm gonna take a little break because you've been very quiet for a little bit.
It's just a mad situation at the end of the day, you know what I mean? And I know how he feels. I know what it's like. You see what I'm saying? I mean, come on, this is your family. This is your own. This is, you know what I mean? A man's daughter is his pride and joy. You see what I'm saying?
And
same way a mother's son is her pride. The most important thing. You know what I mean? It's mad. It's mad. It's driving me speechless, man. I mean, how a situation could even turn out like this. I mean, your own family.
And it's quite calculated. It's,
you know what I mean?
I
really want to hear what this lady has to say. I really want to see what she's got to say. Even though, to be fair, in all fairness, a daughter should always dwell with their father. You see what I'm saying?
I think we're both parents, but in this case, there's only one.
Oh no, but regardless. I mean, the only reason why I say that is because obviously from things that I've seen in the past, from friends of mine and peers, you know what I mean? It's always best for a daughter to have her father figure in the picture.
Yeah, that's
you see what I'm saying?
True.
That's the main thing to me, anyway. From how I see it, anyway.
That's very true.
You see what I'm saying? At the end of the day, and if the father is willing to be in the daughter's life,
she needs to.
Then what is holding them back?
It's not she's stolen a child.
That's kidnapping.
This woman has stolen somebody's child. She did it under the pretense of being a loving, caring sister. I'm here for you. I'm going to look after you. But in the meantime, whilst you're processing this whole situation, this whole tragic situation, let me help you out.
Yeah.
You know, it's like the big bad wolf. When and it's I'm a bit
it's crazy. It's quite
I'm going to play some music. I'm going to take a little break. Be back in a couple of minutes. If you do want to call in, the telephone number again is 0203 002 8482. We're going to be on for another half an hour. So if you've got anything to say,
feel free
to call in.
Then you may be new, but dear Proby. Woman, come a dame, fama to a bam. Nafa went a granuma soon. Popito Bay, but you be a metal. Me and my Abujan swag, go in and walk on a conway, the Cotacoibi. It is 7 in the morning. Would they never do? Would they never fall? In my condo, oh, I am a fool. Oh, they am a tool. They am a tool. My feel says for more. Oh, I am a fool.
Follow DJ Invisible on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at DJ Invisible GH.
Yeah.
You know where, I'm a mafia.
Yeah.
It's up a dice.
Yeah. Brace up, me on the corners. Oh yeah, fun one leg back then. Yeah. Oh yeah, fun one leg back then. Yeah. Oh yeah, fun one leg back then. Fun one jet be she wet. Mr. Oh yeah, fun one leg back then. Yeah. Oh yeah, fun one leg back then. Yeah. Oh yeah, fun one leg back then. Fun one jet be she wet. iPhone 1 leg back then. Yeah. iPhone 2 leg back then. Yeah. iPhone 3 leg back then. Yeah. iPhone 4 leg back then. Yeah. iPhone 5 leg back then. Yeah. iPhone 6 leg back then. Yeah. iPhone 7 my love. iPhone 8 of me on the pond. I go be wedding naira. Me want change on for my dollar. 10 billion for my moto. Owó tó kó dání ṣó máa tó. Àwọn àbókí wọn tẹja, wọn ti gbọ́ sórí ni, wọn kì í wo tẹ́lẹ̀ ni, kì í ta pépà ni. Ask about me for Ikeja, they go tell you how I dey get down. Log in Instagram, na my story full for town. Ó yẹ fún wọn lẹ́gbẹ̀gbẹ̀, ó yẹ fún wọn lẹ́gbẹ̀gbẹ̀.
Okay, I'm trying to. So I'll connect it to my phone. Hello? T, can you hear me? I can't hear him. I can. It's very. Hello? I can barely hear you. I don't know what's going on. But if you stay on the line, we're just going to sort it out now. Hello?
Yeah, but I can hear you, though. I can hear you.
All right. So we're back on now, T.
Yeah.
And we can hear you. So you can just stay on my line. And then we can talk
Okay, I will do that.
that way.
Yeah, I can do that. I will stay on your line.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know if you got much of, what my sister was saying at the end, but she was just saying that,
So
where...
at the end, I didn't because, my line got cut off. I was getting cold, so I went inside, and then the line got cut off.
Okay. That's fine. I'm still, I think some other people that wanted to come through. So the phone lines are open. Is 0203 002 8482. If you're calling from the States, you can call on the WhatsApp number, or you can call directly on 312-238-9510. Madonna, I know that you wanted to come online, but you were having difficulties with your phone, so you can call directly on that number, and T's here, and he can hear you. Everybody that's commenting on Facebook, the phone lines are actually open, so feel free to call in. I don't know what else to say to everybody. Like, everybody's saying something. and I'm trying to talk to you, and people are writing. Call in. 0203 002 8482. Is there anything else that you want to tell us about all of this? Is there any member?
From my side?
Yeah, is there like a member of your family anywhere that might be able to help you in some way as well?
As I said earlier, I have tried everything. You know, unfortunately, I lost my parents at a pretty early age.
Yeah. Okay. We're gonna try and get him back on there now.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah.
Hello?
Yeah. Yeah, you're back on.
Yeah. And so, yeah, I went inside because I went to get a jacket because I was getting a little cold, so I went to get a jacket.
Okay, that's fine.
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here. I can hear you.
I said I have tried everything, and she's a very confrontational person, so nobody really wants to deal with it. So basically, I'm alone.
That's sad. Well, I mean, you're alone as far as the family possibly, but you're not alone. Like I've said, a few people have reached out and they've said that they will, you know, they're happy to help you. I'm going to send that number to you, those numbers to you,
Okay.
Separately. Yeah, I'm really lost. But you know what? Let's move forward a little bit. Actually, once you get your daughter back, and you will get your daughter back, what are some of the things that you look forward to most doing with her?
I want just us to live as a family. As I said, I'm remarried. I'm married to an amazing woman now. I just want us to have one family, live like every other family, have challenges, be happy, you know, spend some time with her, be the best father that I possibly can be for her and my children. And that's all.
That's all you want. It's not asking for much, is it? But this is just...
No. All I want to do.
Yeah.
As I said, the way I grew up, my father was always there for us. There was 8 of us.
So you
He
said...
always took of us. There was a lot of love.
You
So,
said there's 8
I
of
do
you.
the same for my kids.
I don't blame you in any way at all. Why shouldn't you? And even if you didn't have all those, you know, siblings, the fact still remains that she is your daughter. She's not your adopted daughter. She's your biological daughter, and you have every right to her. Earlier on, I was asking you, you know, you said you didn't really read whatever they got you to sign. But have you...
No, I really didn't pay much attention to it. Yeah.
So you have no idea what was in there at all?
No, now I do. Now I do.
What did you
But
sign?
I didn't really know that. The whole thing is you're basically relinquishing parental rights to her. She can make decisions for her just like you. But in the same token, it's not an adoption. You should have parental rights. But if I have to take her back to the States, I have to go back to court to reverse it. And it has to be a mutual understanding between me and my sister. And that's what I'm not getting right now.
So that's not going to happen. So you definitely have to really fight it with the courts. Is your lawyer hopeful?
It's a what?
Is your lawyer hopeful?
Well, yes, for now, I mean, I talked to a few lawyers before I settled on this one. For now, as I said, all I want to do is to establish some visitational rights where I can see her when I come to the UK, spend time with her brother, let her understand that, listen, I'm your dad,
her. The mediation people contacted her. She's not responding to anything. And, you know, in UK law, as I was made to understand, you cannot go to court without going try if it's a family issue like that without going through mediation. So now that she's not responding, my only option left is to go to court. And so I can get some educational rights. I can talk to her anytime I want to, and then I can visit her. She can come spend time with me until she's ready to come home.
Okay. So one step at a time, I guess.
Yes.
So that's I don't know. I'm hopeful, and I hope you are too. I know that you're not going to give up, but inside, you know, it can be daunting. It might seem like you're fighting a battle that's just going to be long drawn out and you might not win, but you have to keep positive in all of it. Actually believe in what you're doing is going to end up with positive results, that you're going to have your daughter with you full time. If she, you know, you might be at a point that if she then decides that she wants to visit your daughter at some point, that you let her. But you have to be hopeful that you're going to get her back, and I really do hope that you and your son both do see her. You've got about 6 more days here, don't you?
Yeah, and you know, it's never been my intention to cut it off completely, even if she came back. If, you know, the summer holidays, I was going to bring them together with my son.
Yeah.
So they can come spend time with her, or if she wants to come and see them, it was never my intention to cut it off or anything.
Yeah.
All I want is for my kids to grow up together.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
That's the bottom line.
As it should be, as you your siblings should grow together. And after everything that you've gone through, after everything your first wife went through, to have a child, to make that happen, this should not be one of the battles that you have in life. But unfortunately, this is where you found yourself. And it's such a shame. It's really a heartbreaking story, and I really appreciate that you wanted to share, firstly, and I am gutted that we couldn't, you know, really out this woman and say names, but we won't, obviously, for legal reasons.
It would come depending on, I mean, this is where I am now at this point.
Mm-hmm.
At some point, I will call back again, and when I'm comfortable after talking to, you guys call it my solicitors or whatever, if I'm comfortable at that point, I'll write it out. Believe me, I will do that. Mm-hmm. It's just, at this point, I don't know, there's so much uncertainty, so I just want to keep it under wraps for now.
Yeah. I don't blame you, but yes, we are encouraging you. We're praying for you. We're, you know, like I said, people are ready to help you. I am going to pass those numbers to you this evening, right after the show.
Okay.
And if you don't mind, there's one person.
Yes, I need every help that, you know, I can get.
Yeah. There was, you know, there's been a few comments. There's been quite a lot of people on Facebook, and I think I sent you the link. If you're on Facebook, you know, also have a look at, you know, what people have been saying. People have been listening, and Akosia said that she hopes that your sister is listening to the heartbreak that she's caused. I hope she's listening. She may not be, but I hope she's listening. And unfortunately, I can't say if anybody knows this woman, but she lives in South London, Southeast London. But that's as much as that we can say. And, you know, lady, if you are listening, this is not morally. This is not right.
Lady, if you are listening, what you're doing is evil.
Yeah. I don't. Yeah.
Yeah, very evil, you know.
Yeah, it's not good. is not good. So if you are listening, he's a father that wants to have his daughter back. There's so many deadbeat fathers there who don't want their children, who don't want to see their daughters, their sons, and this man does actually want to see his child, and you're stopping him. If you can't, yeah. I'm not going to say anything else to this person, but T, thank you so much for calling in today.
Thank you. Thank you, and thank everybody for the encouragement. I need every bit of it, and as I go along the process, I'll keep you posted. Okay,
definitely keep in touch, and any help that anybody comes forward with, I'll send it straight to you. But I'll talk to you as well about, there's some groups also that I know are available and can be at your disposal, so I will speak to you privately on that. But again, I really appreciate you coming on, and I pray that you do get to see your daughter and see her very soon, especially for your son also to see his sister. All the best.
Thank you guys. Thanks everybody for the support, and I will be in touch. Okay. Thanks again.
All right. Thank you very much.
Take care, brother.
Take care, and
bye-bye.
Keep strong.
All right.
All right. Thank you.
All right.
Bye. Okay, so I'm gonna wrap the show up. I think it's a bit draining. I'm gonna play some music.
It's quite sad, isn't it?
Yeah,
when you think about it.
It's really sad. Thank you, everybody who commented, who joined on Facebook, who messaged me directly. Thank you for tuning in, everybody. Thank you, Al, for coming into the studio. I know we were going to talk about something else.
No worries,
but
man.
I think because you're here,
yeah.
So you're going to come back again.
Yeah, of course,
we're going to talk about what we're going to talk about with you.
It's my house, man.
It's your house.
It's my new house.
Thank you for coming in, and
cool, man.
Also for encouraging T as well. That's really important. But yeah, thank you, everybody, and I hope you all have a good week, a blessed week, and I will see you next week.
Hey, y'all.
Bye.
I feel where we been. I say your desire go come, you go get them more than plenty. I dear who should be a no plenty. Yeah, who I boom fiano, on son and no fiano. I do wish you well, and yeah, me opite. I ask when you miss onto table what I'm for him. Say I wanna whoopa, and I said you may bimbo. If you be money, you the one guy, yeah, ready. Don't baby bim femuma. No got train ya me somebody, I'm an imbo. Zini, I'm a woman, my woman is so far for mommy. I feel where you get you. Woman is so far for mommy. Intimate, say, ranting, I'm here. Why I read here now? As I carry my problems, come my winning by me. Oh, I'm an insu, oh, I'm an ubomu, mammy.
Matia, don't, Mammy Jimmy, who are ending. Who send peace to miss my soul, minty. Since for you never lost, because I have any choice. And my do when they boss, like I never lie when they sauce, You are my sweet honey. Why do you see trade about in the series? You are my sweet honey. Why do you see trade about in the series?